Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about how to run your fastest Dopey in 2026.
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone Run Disney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
Okay, so at the time of recording this, it just happened. Dopey just happened. And I am getting so many inquiries about how to do it faster next year from my current clients, from people on Instagram. And I am so surprised at how many people are downloading my Dopey plan already so that they can do it stronger or faster, have a better race next year than they did this year. And it's so awesome that so many people are downloading the training plan. And if that's you, thank you so much. And also, I don't have next year's Dopey training plan up on the website yet. I honestly did not expect that people would be wanting 2026 Dopey immediately after 2025 Dopey. So if that was you, if you downloaded the training plan for Dopey sometime after January 11th, but before January 25th, somewhere in that time frame, let me know. You can send me a DM on Instagram, runDisneyDPT. Let me know, and I will get you figured out to get the 2026, because the 2026 one it's almost done. I needed to get the dates in, and Run Disney just released last week. God, I don't even know, the time frame just slips my mind. But I think anyway, I needed the race weekend dates in order to put them in for the training plan. So if you want the 2026 Dopey training plan, you can send me a DM, Run Disney DPT on Instagram, and I'll get you the link to get the new one. Okay. So anyway, what I am talking about is running your fastest Dopey. So there are a few things that you need to work on. We're going to get into how to do this. So you need to work on your speed. Obviously, you want to get faster. You need specific speed workouts for that. You need to practice back-to-back days and running on tired legs. You need to get stronger. You need to run your easy runs slow so you can run your hard runs hard. Use cross training to improve your stamina. And you need to stay injury free. You can't train when you're seriously injured. So let's talk about this. So working on your speed, specific speed workouts. Now, I do lay out the specific speed workouts that I recommend in my free training plans. So and I talk about them on the podcast. So I'm not going to go into super detail of how to do each of them, but there are 4 categories of speed workouts that I recommend. So you can have your progression runs, your tempo runs, hills, and 30-20-10. So progression runs means going a little bit faster at designated intervals. So you could do every 30 seconds, every 1 minute, and you go a little bit faster. I specifically like these kinds of speed workouts on the treadmill because you can just hit the up button to make it go faster. Tempo runs. So in the running community, there is discrepancy between what tempo actually means. And the way I describe it is a tempo run is where you are aiming to maintain a specific pace. The specific pace is slower than race pace, but faster than your easy pace. Okay, so let's say your race pace is 12 minutes per mile and your slow run pace is 14 and a half minutes per mile. Well, a tempo run could be 13 minutes per mile. It's not as fast as race pace. It's not as slow as your easy pace. And you're aiming to maintain that pace over a period of time for 30 minutes, for 45 minutes, for a specific amount of time during a long run, like time or mileage on a long run. Not every long run, but certain ones every once in a while. Then you have hill workouts where you're running up a hill. So you can do it on the treadmill and increase your incline. You can do it outside where you run up the hill, you jog down the hill or walk down the hill to improve your speed that way. And then finally 30-20-10. That means 30 seconds jogging, 20 seconds running, and 10 seconds sprinting. So for my clients, when we get in the build phase, when we're working specifically on speed, we get what is going to be your easy pace, what is going to be your moderate pace, what is going to be your hard pace. And then we use that to dictate the easy long run paces, tempo paces, the 30 seconds of jogging, the 20 seconds of running, and the 10 seconds of sprinting. So in this type of speed workout, you're jogging for 30 seconds, you're running for 20 seconds, and you're sprinting for 10 seconds. Very, very short amount of time so that you can go hard. You can sprint during that 10 seconds. Now, sprint is a relative term. It's different for everybody, which is why we get specific numbers in the beginning. So then when I say you're doing your sprint pace, well, now you know, okay, well, my sprint pace is, I don't know, 5.5 miles per hour on the treadmill, or, 13 minutes per mile. I don't know if that's a direct correlation. I'm just throwing numbers out there right now. So you know exactly what to do for how long and work on those speed workouts. Now, these speed workouts are short because in order to improve speed, you need to make it for a short amount of time. So if you've ever watched the Olympics, they have all of these different track and field events. Well, the person who's doing the 100-meter dash is not running at the same pace as somebody doing the marathon, because they can go really fast for a short amount of time. That's literally how our muscles work. We have fast twitch fibers and we have slow twitch fibers. Muscle fibers that are used during the fast portion, and other muscle fibers that are used during the slow portion. So that's why you typically see in the Olympics and professional athletes, the marathoner is never going to be as fast as the short distance, the sprinter. They're almost never going to be that fast. And the short sprinter is almost never going to be able to do the marathon. Their muscles, they have built up their muscles differently. So we aren't trying to get somebody to be able to run a marathon at their 100-meter dash pace, but we are working toward getting that marathon faster. And so doing specific speed workouts for shorter amount of times really builds up those fast twitch fibers. And then we create a strategy. So at some point in the marathon, for a short amount of time, you might be running faster. And at designated intervals, you are going faster and faster and faster, so you don't burn out, but your marathon is faster. Okay, so that's specific speed workouts. You also need to practice back-to-back days so that you're running on tired legs. Dopey is 4 days. Yes, you may be walking the 5K and the 10K, which is what I recommend my clients do, but you're probably going to have to run some or all of the half marathon, and definitely the full marathon. But even so, even if you're walking the 5K and the 10K, your legs on Saturday and then on Sunday are still going to be tired. You need to practice doing that, because if you've never practiced running on tired legs, there's no way it can be fast, because you haven't practiced that. You haven't gotten your body used to that. Okay, so you need to practice back-to-back days. So on my Dopey training plans, I have Saturday and Sunday is long runs, or long time. I shouldn't say long run, because I do recommend people walk the Saturday workouts before the long run on Sunday. So you can do that, but you're still putting in the miles on your legs, just differently. So you still have more tired legs on Sunday than you would had you not completely rested. Or you can do cross training the day before and mix it up and make it so that your legs are tired, replicating that tired day. And then throughout your training cycle, do sim weekends where you do something on Thursday, you do something on Friday, you do something on Saturday, and you do something on Sunday. So then you practice those 4 days. You need to get stronger. You need to build strength, because if you don't have the strength to go faster, you won't go faster. You need to build up muscles. You need to work out muscles, make them stronger so that they can propel you forward and keep pushing you forward. You need to run your easy runs slow. So, one of the biggest mistakes I see with training for runDisney runners who are back of the packers, party pace runners, is they run all of their training runs at the same pace. This doesn't work. It ends up making you burn out, and you can't push hard because you're exhausted. You can't push hard on those shorter runs because you're exhausted. So run your easy runs easy so that you conserve your energy to push hard on the hard runs. So you need to incorporate both easy and hard runs throughout your training week. Use cross training to improve your stamina so that you can build the endurance so that you can go the distance, 48.6 miles over 4 days, without all the pounding on your joints. So one thing that runners like to do is they like to run. So they think they need to run every day in order to get better. But then that ends up running them into the ground, no pun intended. They think, well, I need to build up my endurance, and the only way to do that is to run more, practice like you play, right? Well, no, because you can build your endurance, your cardiovascular endurance, your ability to sustain movement over that period of time. You can do it without all the pounding on your muscles and your joints. You can do that by riding a bike, and that's cross training, or using the elliptical. That's cross training, or using an erg, a rowing machine. That's cross training. Because then you are making yourself huff and puff the same amount that you would if you were running, but you don't have all that pounding on your joints. So your joints and your muscles get a different kind of movement sequence. They don't feel all of that pressure, but you're still working your heart and your lungs the same amount. You need to stay injury free. You can't train if you're seriously injured. Of course, you can train to some degree if you have minor injuries, but if you have a major injury, if you have a stress fracture, if you have a torn ligament, if you have a grade 2 or 3 torn muscle, you can't train on that. That needs to be stabilized in order to heal. So stay injury free in order to have your fastest dopey, and do that by taking your rest days, using your cross training, doing your strength training, using heat, ice, hot Epsom salt baths, getting regular massages, using your foam rollers, stretch, going easy on your easy days so that you can go hard on your hard days too, and not always pushing your limits, kind of doing these ebbs and flows so that you don't overtrain your body. And then one last thing that I'm thinking of that I didn't add to the list at the beginning is you need to eat. So you need to eat and fuel and hydrate during your training runs, but you also need to do that for race week. So that's your carb loading. If you are hitting a wall by marathon, you didn't eat enough in the days leading up to it. And you can go back and listen to my episode that I did with Steph Nadchek, the registered dietitian, who talked about fueling for multi-race events and how to fuel yourself for dopey so that you have the energy to go the distance all those days and you don't bonk, you don't hit a wall. You can't go fast if there's no fuel in the tank. You can't keep progressing forward. You can't run fast and fast and fast and faster if you don't have the right fueling and hydration. Okay, so that's how to run your fastest dopey in 2026. Work on your speed, specific speed workouts. Practice back-to-back days. Get stronger. Run your easy runs easy. Run your hard days hard. Use cross training. Stay injury-free. and fuel and carb load properly. For the runners that want to finish their next Run Disney race stronger and faster so you stop getting injured, you beat the balloon ladies, and you cross the finish line, I invite you to check out my newest program, Stronger, Faster, Finisher. Get the workouts you need to build speed, stamina, and strength. If that sounds like something you're looking for your next race, visit the link in the show notes to learn more.
As always, thanks so much for listening. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.